Post. What are the things you have done in post?
Explicit cost, implicit cost.
And what is post, right? What is the meaning of post and how it is being the first classification, explicit post and implicit post that you have done. And I hope you have written the notes also, right? Yes or no? So today we will see
Yes,
more
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
classification. Today we will see more classification like I told you there is opportunity cost, there is fixed cost, variable cost. We will see all those costs one by one. Okay, and can you differentiate explicit cost and implicit cost? I have taught you what is implicit cost and what is explicit cost. Can any one of you voluntarily differentiate between implicit and explicit? Come on, speak.
And explicit cost is the payment for outsider, and implicit is self-supplied factor.
Mhm. Then, so that you can, one is self-supply and the other one, if you want, you can say it's from hire, right? Which you hire from outside. Then the next, anybody else? Any other difference between implicit and explicit?
Ma'am,
Yes.
example of explicit cost is rent is paid, then wages are paid. An example of implicit cost are interest on capital and rent on land, etc.
Rent on the land. Rent, isn't it? On my own land, isn't it? If you say I have rented it from outsiders, I have to pay amount to the third party. Okay, good. So the 2 points are over. Is there any other point? About the payment, what is the difference? Priyansh.
Yes, ma'am. In
Okay, so Stika, bolo, bolo.
ma'am, in explicit cost, payment is made to someone. Means we pay to someone, and implicit cost we get payment. Payment is made.
Actually, the nature is the more important part is you can say one is imputed cost. That means actual payment is not done. The actual payment is not done. In the other case, that is in the case of explicit cost, the actual payment is done. So that is the difference with the payment. So these are the three main difference between implicit and explicit cost. Now Priyanshu will summarize all the three distinctions. Priyanshu,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the difference? What are the difference between implicit and explicit?
Examples are rent on own land, and rent is given salary.
Examples
Ma'am,
of what?
implicit.
Hmm? Bolo. Examples of what is rent of rent, salary, then wages paid outside. These are the examples of what? Implicit or explicit?
Implicit.
It's not clear, beta. I hear somewhere in between explicit and implicit. It's not clear. Yeah. Implicit or explicit? Clearly, bolo. Don't get confused. तुमने जो बोला है सही है बोलो.
Ma'am, I'm not clear with this topic.
Ah, you are not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday you were present.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will ask somebody to make it clear for you. Okay, what is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
meaning of what is implicit and what is explicit? Let me find out. Daksh, Daksh, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
You were present yesterday, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Priyanshu, can you Give a clear, I mean, make it clear for Priyanshu what is explicit cost and implicit cost. Give the meaning of both, that's all. Yeah. You also don't know?
No, ma'am.
Sorry? What is implicit cost?
I also know.
Very good. What is implicit and explicit? That also don't know. What about somehow?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain? Somehow you used to be, let me say something, you used to be in front of the camera before, but now I don't know what happened. Shivam, Sambhav, and many of you. Bolo, okay, bolo.
Explicit cost is the actual money expenditure on inputs for hiring factor services.
Very good. What is implicit?
It is the estimated value of inputs supplied by the owner.
Exactly. Do you understand something, Priyanshu? Priyanshu and Daksh.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
let me ask somebody. No. Correct? Okay. I will ask now
Ma'am,
Shivam. Yes. Yeah, bolo, Priyanshu. Continue.
मैम ये डेफिनेशन से समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे.
डेफिनेशन से समझ में नहीं आया तो हमने खूब सारा एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया ना बेटा. चलो कोई बात नहीं. I will repeat it. Shivam, can you explain it?
Ma'am, explicit and implicit.
Yes, the meaning. Only the meaning.
Explicit is, ma'am, that we pay some workers which or employees which are working under us, like wage. We paid wages to employees and rent paid to hired some that we hired someone for our work. This is explicit cost, and implicit cost is the value of input supplied by the owner. Like we give money for to the workers for any inputs that we need in our work, like interest on our own capital, rent of land, salary, etc.
Exactly. So I will give you once again. I will give you the explanation, Dutch. I hope now you understood somewhat. You understood the meaning. Still, implicit cost and explicit cost. You know what are the factors of production? Do you know what are the factors of production, Dutch? What are the factors of production?
Land and labor.
Land.
Land and capital. Labor.
Only two.
Land, labor, capital.
Entrepreneurship.
And entrepreneurship. Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. These are the factors of production. So in order to conduct any production activity, we need these factors of production. And these factors of production will not come free. All these need to be paid. That means we have to make factor payments. We have to make factor payments for all these factors of production. We have to pay. So in that case, I have explained to you for land, what is the factor payment we do? What is the return we give for the land?
Rent.
Rent.
For labor, what you will do? What you will give?
Wages.
Wages. For capital, what is the return?
Interest.
On capital.
Interest. For the entrepreneurship skill, what the entrepreneurship, what I am showing?
Profit.
These are the returns. So all the factors of payment needs reward or it is return to be made for that. Those are known as factor payments. Okay, so this payment, see, if you take the first two factor of production, that is land and labor, that is coming from outside. If you have your own land, again it is coming from inside. Suppose you are starting a business, you have your own land, so you don't need not to pay rent. So that means the rent of your own land. So you need not to pay the money, that you need not to pay the rent to the outsiders. So it becomes the self-supplied factor. What do you mean by self-supplied factors? I am running a business, I have started a business, and I am supplying the factor into that. It's my own house, I am making it as a factory, or my own land, I am using a production for the production purpose. So the land is owned by me. I don't want to make any outside payment. So in that case, it becomes implicit. But when you have to hire the labor or hire the land, you have to make the payment to an outsider or to a third party. That is actually known as the explicit cost. That means for the hired factors of production, the factors of production which you hire from outside, that need a payment to outside. Those costs, the total of that expenditure, that is known as explicit. And implicit means what I have supplied, self-supplied factors, which need not to have a like we need not make a payment to the outside. That means my own capital, I have to take interest from my own business. I have to take interest on my capital from my own business. Okay. And if I am supplying land to my own business, that means my own land is used for the production, then I will take money from my business itself. So that need not need a outside payment. Such kind of costs are called implicit, which which does not want, which need not to be paid outside. That is known as implicit, and which need a payment to the outsider or third party, which is known as explicit. Is it clear now, Priyanshu and Daksh? Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
why the example it will be more clear. Through the example means rent paid to the workers. What is it? Daksh bolo. Rent paid to the workers. No, sorry. Rent not paid to the workers. Wages paid to the workers. It's an example of implicit or explicit.
Explicit.
Explicit. Rent paid to the person. Rent paid outside. Rent paid outside. You have hired the land, so you have hired the premises, so you have to pay some money to that person. So what will be that particular cost called, Priyanshu?
Explicit.
Explicit. Suppose that land is owned by me. It's a land which is owned by me. So I can take the rent from my business itself. It need not make I need not make a payment outside. What is that particular cost, Kanak? It's an example of?
Yes, ma'am.
It's an example of what kind of cost, implicit or explicit?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
Those who listen to the question, those who heard the question?
Ma'am,
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 it is
implicit.
implicit cost.
That means my own factory, I'm using it for the business. That's a factor, self-supplied factor. So whatever I can take from the business for my self-supplied factor, that should also be included in the cost, isn't it? That should also be included in the cost of production. So such kind of expenditure is called implicit. And what I pay outside to an outside party or a third party, that is known as explicit. Is it clear now? Is it clear? Any doubt on that
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So can we proceed to the next?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next is cost function, right? Cost function. Cost function. Cost function. You have, okay, any other function you have studied? Production function. Production function. What is production function? Production function. It's actually function means, yeah, bolo.
Ma'am, it is a relationship between input and output.
Exactly. The relation between what you use for the production and what is out. So function always means it's established relation between some components. And here consumption function. Sorry, not consumption function. Consumption function is in 12. Here, what is the function? Cost function, right? Cost function, the relationship between, cost function is the relationship between, can you say what and what?
Cost and output.
Cost and output.
Exactly, right. Cost and output. Cost and output. So you write C is equal to function of Q. What is output? The quantity of output. Q means the quantity of output. So cost C is equal to the function of Q. F within bracket Q. Q means quantity of output. That is the cost function. Okay, next we will see what is opportunity cost. It's a very familiar term to you, opportunity cost. What is opportunity
Next
cost?
best alternative foregone.
Next best alternative.
Ma'am, cost of
Yeah.
next best alternative foregone.
Yes, cost of next best alternative that you have foregone. Which particular option you have foregone or sacrificed? The cost of that you have studied in which chapter you have studied? Opportunity cost.
Demand.
Demand.
So here, opportunity cost, more specifically, we are dealing with cost. You can say the next best alternative for one itself. But here you see, you can produce a particular with a particular amount or some. You can produce 40 quintals of wheat and 30 quintals of rice. And if you are choosing the first option, what you have sacrificed, that is 30 quintals of rice that you have sacrificed. The cost of that sacrifice is known as what? Opportunity cost. Okay, you write, even though you know what is opportunity cost, you write once again in this context, opportunity cost is the cost of next best alternative foregone. The cost of next best alternative foregone. That is the value of alternative commodity. The value of alternative commodity. The value of alternative commodity. Can you complete the sentence? The value of alternative commodity which is not produced. Which is not produced. Which is not produced. That means you have, the resources are limited. With the limited resources, with that particular resources, you can produce 40 quintals of wheat and 30 quintals of rice. If you go for producing wheat, you cannot produce rice. If you go for producing rice, you cannot produce wheat. Okay, so what you have not produced, what is the cost of that? That is known as opportunity cost. Example, you can write example. For example, you can be asked, write an example for that. A farmer can produce 50 quintals of rice, 50 quintals of rice and 40 quintals of wheat on his land with the given resources. If he chooses to produce rice, then he will have to forego. Then he will have to forego means sacrifice the opportunity of producing. He will have to forego the opportunity of producing. Yeah, complete the sentence.
Wheat.
Producing 40 quintal of wheat.
Very good. Producing 40 quintals of wheat. So what is opportunity cost here? The cost of producing 40 quintals of wheat. If it is the amount is given there, you have to write that amount. Okay. The next classification is short run cost. Short run cost as cost. Short run cost. What are the short run cost? Fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost and variable cost. With this word short run, fixed and variable, something coming to your mind? What we have studied? We have studied
Yes,
little
ma'am.
bit of fixed
Short run production function.
short run production we have seen. In the short run, the factors will be divided into fixed and variable because all the factors are not variable in the short run. All the factors are not variable in the short run, so there are fixed factors and variable factors there you have seen. So here we will study fixed cost and variable. So with the word itself, the thing itself, you can fix word itself, you can understand that that is fixed. There is no change. Okay, so that particular cost is fixed cost. There is no change. But variable cost, that means there is a change. Change with what? With the unit of output. With the unit of output, there is no change in the cost. Such cost is known as fixed cost. For example, you have to hire, hire a factory. You have to purchase a machine. So even though the production is going on, or you have stopped the production is 10 units or 100 units, that factory should be there. That machine is there. So there is no direct relation between the output and the cost. Such a cost is known as fixed cost. That is fixed. That cost is a fixed cost. It is not indirect. Directly it will not increase with the output. When we produce more output, it will be same because that amount is fixed. The machinery is same. Okay, there is cases like you have to enhance the machine, the efficiency of the machine and all. If you have to increase the production, at that case it is there. But with the available capacity of the machine, it is not directly related to the output. Such a cost is known as fixed cost. But variable costs are those costs which increase or decrease along with what the output. When the output is more, the cost is more. That is variable cost. You have to hire more laborers. You have to pay more wages. You have to buy more raw material. So this kind of thing, when the output increases, the variable cost also increases with that. Such kind of cost which is variable, which is increasing or decreasing with the varying of the output, that is known as variable cost. Which remains same irrespective of the output, that is known as fixed cost. So which is remains same irrespective of the output, the increase or decrease in the output, that is known as fixed, and which directly increase or decrease with the increase or decrease in the output, that is known as variable cost. That varies according to the increase or decrease in the output is known as variable cost. Did you understand what is variable cost and fixed cost. If you didn't understand, speak now. Tell me now, ma'am. Yes, do I want to
Yes,
repeat?
ma'am.
You understood or not?
Yes, ma'am. I
Yes,
understand.
ma'am.
Okay, then write fixed cost. Fixed cost refers to those costs which do not complete the sentence, which do not
Change.
change or vary. Do not vary directly with the level of output, which do not vary directly with the level of output. Example, rent of premises,
Building.
yeah, building rent. Rent of building. You have hired a building, the rent is 25,000. You are producing 10 units, 0 unit, 20 units, irrespective of that, you have to pay the rent. Will not vary directly with the change in the output. Such kind of cost is known as fixed cost. Rent of the building, then interest on loan, salary of permanent staff. Wages may differ, but salary is given to the permanent staff, then insurance premium, etc. Insurance premium, etc. Interest on loan. You have taken 5 lakh rupees from the bank. You cannot say that this month we have produced only 2,000 units instead of 10,000. We will pay less. So that will not vary. Interest on loan will not vary. And you have to pay the permanent staff the salary. Isn't it? Even though the production has come down, the permanent staff should be given the salary. Wages can be, you can hire more laborers, okay, more workers or less workers you can hire. So in that case, you can control it. But for the permanent staff, you will not be able to do that. Then what is the other point I said? Rent, then salary, interest, some other point I said. What was that?
Ma'am, salary paid to permanent staff,
Insurance.
insurance premium.
Yes, insurance premium. Insurance premium, once you have taken the policy, you have to pay the premium according to the policy. According to the policy agreement, you have to pay the premium irrespective of your output. Okay, so that's another example of fixed cost. Now, what is the next cost? Variable cost. Okay, right, sorry, write a few more lines about fixed cost. It is incurred on. It is incurred, INCURRED. It is incurred on fixed assets like, have you studied fixed assets, current assets and all in accountancy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can understand what is fixed asset, right? So names of fixed assets.
Ma'am,
Machine, land, building.
machinery,
Land, building.
furniture.
Okay, so these are the main costs which is spent on the fixed asset. Okay, like write your own example: machinery, building, land, etc.
Ma'am,
Which cannot, yes,
ma'am, can you repeat the first sentence which you said? It is incurred.
which is incurred on fixed asset. Like, don't write fixed factors because we are not dealing with accountancy. You don't want to use the word asset and liability. Here you write fixed factors. Incurred on fixed factors like machinery, land, building, etc. Which cannot be changed in short run. Which cannot be changed in short run. It remains fixed. It remains fixed irrespective of the level of output. Remain fixed irrespective of the level of output. irrespective of the level of output. Write an example. 2 columns. First column output, second column fixed cost, right? Total fixed cost. First column output, second column total fixed cost. Okay. In the first column, you write the outputs. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the output. Then in TFC column, that is total fixed cost column, you write 12. What will be in the next column? For 1, output is 1. What will be the total fixed cost?
12.
12 itself.
Ma'am, 12.
Yeah, 12 itself, because you have studied the total fixed cost will not vary according to the output. Isn't it? So 12 will be there in all the case. So output 0. Then also this fixed cost will be there. You have rented the factory. You have not started working on it, but you have rented the factory. So you have to pay the rent. Okay. So you have bought some machines. So that fixed cost is there. So fixed cost is fixed. That's why even at 0 level of output, you have a fixed cost of 12. And 1, 2, the output has increased, then also the fixed cost is 12. That means that's what you have studied. It will remain the same irrespective of the output. Irrespective of the output, what will remain the same? What will remain the same irrespective of the output?
Total fixed cost.
Total fixed cost.
Total fixed cost will remain the same irrespective of the output. Okay. So if you want to draw it, you can draw it like this. See, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. And if you put output on this x-axis, output on the x-axis, and on the y-axis, if you show the fixed cost, can you see my board?
Ma'am, board is
Yes,
visible,
ma'am.
but that screen is, ma'am, which you are drawing, it is not visible.
It is again black.
Ma'am, the previous class, it is visible.
It is showing GDP, NDP. And
Okay. Let me. 1 minute. So that means now what can you see?
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay, on the x-axis, if you write output, and the y-axis, if you write fixed cost, you will get a parallel line to x-axis. So this is the total fixed cost. Why it's a parallel line? In this example, you have seen all the time it is 12. That means even at the output 0, it is 12. What was the number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever it go, the total fixed cost that remain the same. That's why it's a parallel line. My line is not that straight, but it's a parallel line. It's a parallel straight line to the x-axis, because fixed costs remain the same irrespective of the output. When you depict x-axis output and here fixed cost. Is the graph clear to you?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today you have seen about fixed cost, and tomorrow we'll study about